Wariana Wright, a balcony in Brisbane. On the 8th of August 2015, Wariana Wright meets a man through Tinder in Brisbane, Australia. She is 26 years old and visiting from New Zealand. The two have been messaging for several days. That evening, she travels to his apartment in a high-rise building in Surfer's Paradise. At this point, nothing seems unusual. The evening begins normally. Drinks are poured, conversation continues. Neighbors later report hearing music from the apartment. Then something changes. An argument breaks out. The tone shifts quickly. Wariana attempts to leave. She climbs onto the balcony railing, trying to lower herself to the floor below. There is no time. She falls from the 14th floor and lands on a rooftop below. Emergency services are called, but she dies at the scene. Text messages sent by Wariana during the evening show she was frightened and trying to leave. Surveillance footage from the building contradicts the man's account entirely. When the trial concludes, he is convicted of manslaughter. Wariana Wright was 26 years old. The Craigslist Killer, a hotel room in Boston. In April 2009, Philip Markoff uses Craigslist to contact women offering massage services in Boston, Massachusetts. He is 22 years old and enrolled at Boston University Medical School. His messages are polite and professional. At this point, nothing seems unusual. Markoff arranges meetings in hotel rooms, presenting himself as a straightforward client. Victims later describe him as calm and unremarkable upon arrival. Then the situation shifts. Once inside the room, Markoff produces a weapon and demands valuables. In one case, a woman is pistol whipped and bound with plastic ties. In another, a woman is shot and killed. The attacks happen quickly and without warning. Victims have no opportunity to call for help before the situation is already beyond their control. Investigators trace Markoff through digital records, IP addresses, email headers, and Craigslist message logs. The evidence leads directly to his apartment, where stolen items from multiple victims are found hidden inside. Philip Markoff, a medical student with no prior criminal record, is arrested within days. One woman is dead. 2 others have been attacked. The Craigslist ads had been the only point of contact. The Long Island serial killer, a voice on the phone. Between 2000 and 2010, a series of bodies are discovered along Ocean Parkway on Long Island, New York. The victims are predominantly women who had advertised escort services through Craigslist. At least 10 people are found. The killer is never identified. But at this point, the cases appear unconnected. Each victim had arranged meetings through digital ads. Each had communicated with clients through disposable phones and online platforms. The digital trail is fragmented and difficult to reconstruct. Then something changes. A woman named Shannon Gilbert survives an encounter and flees in a state of extreme distress through a residential neighborhood before disappearing. Her frantic phone call to 911 lasts nearly 20 minutes. She describes being chased. The call ends abruptly. During the search for Shannon, investigators discover the first set of remains nearby. More follow. Most unsettling is what happens next. One victim's family receives phone calls from a man claiming to be the killer. He taunts them, describes details of the crime, and then goes silent. The Long Island serial killer has never been charged. The Craigslist ads remain the only confirmed link between the victims. Luka Magnotta, hunted online before the police acted. In May 2012, a dismembered torso is discovered in a garbage bag outside an apartment building in Montreal, Canada. The victim is Ingrid Lyne, a 23-year-old international student. He had met Luka Magnotta through an online platform. Before police identify the suspect, something unusual happens. A network of amateur online investigators has already been tracking Magnotta for months. They had found videos he posted online showing animal cruelty and had repeatedly contacted authorities, who did not act in time. From here, everything happens fast. A video of the killing is uploaded online and begins circulating. Magnotta flees Canada and travels through France and Germany. An international manhunt begins. He is recognized in an internet cafe in Berlin while reading news coverage of his own case and is arrested. The case becomes one of the first in which online communities played a direct role in a murder investigation, identifying the suspect, preserving evidence, and pressuring authorities before official law enforcement had connected the pieces. Ingrid Lyne was 23 years old. John Edward Robinson, the first internet serial killer. In the mid-1990s, John Edward Robinson begins using early online chat rooms and personal ads to contact women across the United States. He is based in Kansas and presents himself as a wealthy businessman offering employment opportunities and romantic relationships. At this point, the internet is new. There are no warnings, no patterns, no precedent. Robinson targets women who are isolated, financially vulnerable, or looking for a fresh start. He communicates over weeks, building trust carefully before arranging in-person meetings. No one realizes what is about to happen. Women who meet Robinson disappear without explanation. Some leave behind children. Others simply stop contacting their families. Each disappearance is treated as isolated. Then something changes. In 2000, investigators searching Robinson's rural property in Kansas make a discovery. 6 barrels are found, containing the remains of 6 women. 2 more victims are later identified. Robinson is convicted of multiple murders. He becomes known as the first serial killer to use the internet as a hunting ground. The chat room conversations, carefully preserved in digital records, become central evidence at trial. Nichole Cable, a profile that did not exist. On the 11th of May 2013, Nichole Cable leaves her home in Glenburn, Maine. She is 15 years old. She believes she is meeting a boy she has been talking to on Facebook for several weeks. The conversations have been friendly and age-appropriate. At this point, nothing seems unusual. No one realizes the profile is fake. The account was created by a 19-year-old man named Kyle Dube, who lives nearby and knows Nichole in person. Over time, he builds her trust through a fabricated identity, carefully maintaining the illusion. Nichole leaves the house quietly that evening and walks toward the arranged meeting point. From here, everything changes. She never returns home. Her disappearance is reported quickly, and a large search begins involving local authorities and volunteers. Days later, she is found in a wooded area not far from where she lived. Investigators trace the fake Facebook account back to Kyle Dube. Digital messages, account activity, and location data connect him directly to her disappearance. Nichole Cable was 15 years old. Shauna Grice, ignored until it was too late. In 2016, Shauna Grice begins receiving unwanted contact from a man she briefly dated in Sussex, England. She is 19 years old. After ending the short relationship, the messages continue, frequent, then constant. Shauna reports the harassment to police 5 times over several months. At this point, the pattern is already clear. Each report is logged. On one occasion, Shauna is fined for wasting police time after her account is questioned. The man continues to follow her, appear near her home, and monitor her movements. No one realizes how little time there is. On the 25th of August 2016, Shauna is found dead in her home. The man she had reported repeatedly is arrested and later convicted of her murder. During the trial, the 5 police reports are read aloud in court. The timeline shows a clear and documented escalation that went unaddressed. Shauna Grice was 19 years old. She had done everything she was supposed to do. Ingrid Lyne, a night out in Seattle. On the 1st of April 2016, Ingrid Lyne leaves her home in Renton, Washington. She is 39 years old, a nurse, and a mother of 3. She has arranged a date through an online dating platform with a man named John Charlton. The two have been talking for several weeks. At this point, nothing seems unusual. Ingrid arranges for her children to stay with their father for the weekend. She gets ready and drives to meet Charlton. Friends describe her as cautiously optimistic about the date. Then something changes. Ingrid does not return home. When she fails to contact her family, concern grows quickly. Her car is found abandoned. Days later, human remains are discovered inside a recycling bin in Seattle. They are identified as Ingrid's. John Charlton is arrested shortly after. Investigators determined that Ingrid was killed the night of their date. The weeks of online conversation had concealed a violent and unstable history that no dating profile had revealed. Drayton, matched and targeted. In July 2018, Drayton is active on multiple dating apps across the United States, including Tinder and OkCupid. He is 27 years old. His profiles appear ordinary. Conversations are friendly and direct. At this point, nothing seems unusual. Drayton arranges meetings with women across several states. He presents himself as calm and trustworthy. Initial dates appear to go smoothly. No one realizes what is about to happen. In New York, a woman is found dead in her apartment after meeting Drayton through a dating app. Investigators begin tracing his movements and discover he has been traveling between states, using apps to identify and meet new victims. From here, everything happens fast. A second victim is found in Los Angeles. Police issue a nationwide alert. Drayton is arrested in Arizona, where he has already made contact with another woman through an app. When investigators piece together the full picture, they link him to multiple attacks across several states. At least 2 women are dead. The dating apps were not incidental. They were the method used to locate, select, and isolate each victim. Stephen Port, 4 bodies, 1 street. Between 2014 and 2015, Stephen Port uses Grindr to meet young men in Barking, East London. He is 40 years old and lives in a flat above a row of shops. His profile appears ordinary. Conversations are brief and casual, focused on arranging private meetings. At this point, nothing seems unusual. Victims arrive at his flat individually, weeks apart. Port drugs their drinks with GHB, a colorless, odorless substance that causes rapid unconsciousness at high doses. Each man loses consciousness inside the flat. Then something changes. Port carries the bodies outside and leaves them in public spaces near his building, a churchyard, a pathway, a stairwell. He arranges them to appear as though they have collapsed from a voluntary overdose. No one realizes what is about to happen, because to investigators, nothing appears to have happened at all. The first death is ruled an accidental overdose, then a second, then a third. Each case is treated in isolation. No connection is made between the victims, the location, or the app used to arrange the meetings. There is no time, because no one is looking. Only when a fourth body is found in the same churchyard does a pattern become impossible to ignore. Amateur investigators and the victims' families had been raising concerns for months. They are largely dismissed. When police finally act, digital records from Grindr, text messages, and forensic evidence from Port's flat link all 4 deaths directly to him. Stephen Port is convicted of 4 counts of murder. All 4 victims had been drugged, killed inside his flat, and then staged outside to look like accidents. The youngest was 21 years old. If you liked this video, hit subscribe for more like it, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next.